New England Patriots were 10-0 about, I don't know, 1 week ago right now. Now things are getting a little dicey here. Legitimate trouble on the throne of ease, perhaps. The Philadelphia Eagles collected a punt return for a touchdown, a punt block for a touchdown, and a 99-yard pick six by Malcolm Jenkins to build a huge lead over the Patriots. They held on, 35-28 win in Foxborough. The Pats had a nice comeback, but it fell short. Greg, the Patriots' shield of invincibility has been compromised, yes or no?
No. Well, they never were invincible. Who says they were invincible? That's you putting it on them.
Yeah, you know. Oh, uh-oh, storm clouds.
Oh, please.
Oh, no, that's not good. The cherubs, they're like gremlins. They can't get wet.
You got to get inside. You can't get rained on.
This was a painful game to watch as a fan, but it was also just one of those games. I mean, this is only the third time in NFL history that those returns that you're talking about have ever happened in the same game. So, I mean, their special teams got absolutely destroyed. Tom Brady throws a pick six on the goal line where he gets pressured. A play after James White comes about a yard short of the end zone, and he really should have scored on it on a long pass, a screen pass to him. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for them in this game. That doesn't take away from the fact that there are legitimate concerns. Tom Brady got hit 13 times. It's obvious their offense isn't nearly the same without Gronk and Edelman on the field. So those are problems, but it was also a very strange game. The Eagles had more return yards than yards midway through the fourth quarter.
It's
like, I don't know. What kind of game is that?
I mean, it was 35. It was 14-0, 35-14, and then because we don't get to see it too often, but the Eagles trying to run out the clock is one of the funniest things to watch ever. They're in shotgun. They don't know what to do. It's like Sam Bradford rolling out and then sliding down to the line of scrimmage. But ultimately, they got the job done because this game almost got away. You had the 35-14 midway through the fourth quarter. The Patriots get the touchdown, the onside kick, another touchdown, and it's like, oh, here we go. And then they got a stop after a missed attempt at an onside kick for a second time, and then Tommy Boy couldn't get down the field, betrayed by his own receivers.
Right. Brandon LaFell with a drop. Scott Chandler's had drops all the time. Keyshawn Martin is playing significant, important snaps for them as an outside receiver. I mean, the worst play in football right now is throwing it deep to Brandon LaFell. It's a disaster. And it cost Brady an interception on one play where he thought LaFell was going to go one way. He went the other. He threw an interception. LaFell jogged on another one where he let up, and it looked like that could have been a big play. It's just been a big problem.
You know when it's bad news, guys, for the Patriots is when Greg, who keeps it together on Twitter, he very rarely lets his frustration get the best of him. When he's tweeting out like snarky comments about Brandon LaFell and deep routes. What was the tweet, Greg?
It's something they were 0 for 47 throwing to Brandon LaFell the last couple
That's
weeks.
real fan stuff. I actually like to see it, Greg. Like creeping out of Greg onto his social media. Love it.
Well, it was interesting to be in our newsroom, which is, 19 out of 20 Sundays the Patriots win and it's not a big news. But everyone was focused on this game and these wacky plays. And I felt, Greg, you were kind of in the middle of a fishbowl with everyone pointing fingers at you.
Well, people love it. I mean, the biggest reaction in the entire newsroom all year is when the Giants, it looked like they intercepted the Patriots to win the game, and then it turned out that place exploded like it was the Super Bowl in MetLife Stadium or something at the time. People love killing on the Patriots, but it comes with the territory. That's all right.
So last week this time we said, don't worry about the Patriots. They'll be fine. They're going to get healthy. They're going to end up with a bye most likely. Are you a little more nerves, Wes, now? I'll ask you this. Now 2 straight losses. Obviously, the offense is not the same with all these missing pieces. That they might fall all the way out and have a 3 seed here.
They have the 3 seed right now.
Right.
If the season ended today. And you lose to the Eagles, that begs the question, are you good enough to win at Houston in Week 14? Are you good enough to win at the Jets in Week 16 or at Miami in Week 17? It will help once you get Gronk back. To me, I believe they've been outscored by 20 or 30 points since Gronk went down with the knee injury. He's the most valuable non-quarterback in the league, I believe. So maybe you get him back and things turn around. But I'm not sure they're a much better team than the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, the season takes on a completely different complexion after the way it started. If suddenly you aren't one of those bye teams.
Right.
Because they haven't looked the same. And I assume that the offense will get back and clicking once these guys get healthy. It took a weird game for them to lose today, but that's 2 in a row.
But there were a lot of bad things about the game. Even if you took away all those big plays, these two teams are playing each other fairly even midway through the third. I mean, Tom Brady was the second leading receiver on the Patriots until they went on that touchdown drive to start coming back in this game because Tom Brady caught a 36-yard trick play, which they pulled out when they absolutely needed it, and it worked great. But there are legitimate problems. The Broncos and Bengals play each other, coming up, so they know that one of those teams is going to lose. So the Patriots get a bye if they can somehow win out. But you're right, at Houston, at the Jets are a very difficult game.
You would think the winner of the Cincinnati-Denver game will have the number 1 seed in the AFC.
At this point.
At this point, yeah. But they both have some tough games, too.